Hello from Boston. Today is Saturday, March 5th. And today I'm in the Neponset section of Boston. And right out there is the Neponset River. And on the other side of the river is Quincy. And I am at John Paul II Park. And I'm going to get a little exercise right now. Go for a little walk. Nice day for a walk by the river. It's about 40 degrees out. Tomorrow, though, the next couple of days are going to be in the 50s, which will be nice. Otherwise, it's been typical March weather. So where I am now at this park, there's a really nice trail. I think they call it Neponset Trail. And this used to be the Neponset Drive-In Theater. It opened in 1950, and it was closed by about 1985 or so. Early 80s it closed. And I vaguely remember going here to the drive-in theater one or two times, probably in the 60s when I was a kid. And I remember driving by here, and you could always see the big screen, and I think it held about 1,300 cars. And I think it was very popular back in the day. And this is the Poncett Bridge. And there was a scene from The Departed that was filmed right over here, right under the other bridge, which is the bridge that carries the Red Line and the commuter rail line. And they filmed a scene right over there. And the Neponset River separates Boston and Quincy on the south side of the city, just like the Charles River separates Boston and Cambridge on the north side. And there's an office park over there in Quincy. And people are out getting their exercise, jogging. So around 2000, the early 2000s, I think they bought the old drive-in theater and turned it into a public park. And I don't know how far down this trail goes, because I've never been down too far down here, but I'm gonna find out. And here comes a Red Line train now. That train is coming from the JFK UMass station, and the next stop over there in Quincy is the North Quincy station. Yeah, this is part of the Harbor Walk Boston, and this is Dorchester. It's the Neponset section of. Oh, and here comes a commuter rail train too. Start riding the T very soon, so maybe I'll make a video on the T. Yeah, so here's where that, oh, here, another train going over. It's loud. Here's where that scene in The Departed was filmed, right here. Let's see, was it with, I think it was with Ben Affleck, his character, and Matt Damon, and I forget the guy who played the detective with the terrible Boston accent. Martin Sheen. Yeah, right here. Might look familiar if you know that movie. Oh, it's nice down here. They got benches. Here comes another red line train heading into Boston. You know, it's nice down here if you had like a canoe. If I had a canoe, I'd probably, there's got to be a spot here that you can put it in the river. Be a nice spot. Well, let's go a little further down here. I've never actually walked this far down. Good morning. Nice, friendly people. I couldn't actually even hear what she said with the mask on. She was muffled. I assume she said good morning. But whatever. Okay, not everybody's friendly, but we're batting 500. Oh, this is nice over here. This is really nice. Senator Joseph Finnegan Park at Port Norfolk. And some old historic photos. Hey. I forget what this area of this park was when I was a kid. I'm not sure if it was just an open field or if it was something else and they made it into a park. But it certainly is nice. This is a nice residential section of Dorchester, Boston, right by the river. I guess you can go fishing here. Winter flounder, striped bass, smelt. Take a look-see over here. That's Boston Scientific over there. That's in Quincy at Marina Bay. Years ago, that used to be the Jordan Marsh warehouse. And Jordan Marsh was a big department store in Boston and in Metro Boston before Macy's bought it out, became part of Macy's. And I see some ducks over there. And some planes taking off at Logan. Get a view this way, and there's good parking over there too, free parking because it's a state park. So I put a poll up on YouTube and to see what kind of videos people like. Not a big sample, but interestingly, a wide margin, albeit a small sample, very small sample, but a wide margin of people prefer unnarrated drives to narrated drives. So point taken, no more narrated drives. But by a 2-to-1 margin, with a very small sample, people prefer narrated walks, which makes sense to me. So, no more narrated drives, but it just makes sense to do narrated walks. But walks and drives were about evenly split overall. And this is private. This is a nice condo over here. This is the Estuary at Port Norfolk. And it's a condo here on the Neponset River reservation. Oh, I see a robin bobbing along, so you know spring is right ahead. This is a nice condo. Get a private dock. Beautiful view of the river. It's nice and quiet. Geez, you're right in the city, but it feels like you're out in the suburbs. Very nice. Another robin, bobbing along. Doing a lot of renovation on these houses over here. A lot of this housing is pretty old stock, but given the location, no problem renovating these, turning them into really nice houses. And that goes out onto the street, into the neighborhood there. There's a nice restaurant right over there somewhere, Venezia. I haven't been to it in like 10 years or so. I think it's still open. Right on, I think it's right on the river. Oh look, here's where they store the lifeguard. This is where they store the lifeguard stations. They put these on all of the beaches, all of the state beaches. This is where they store them. Go figure. How about that? I never knew that. Some little birch trees, a nice white bark. I hear the birds. That sounds like a springtime song that they're singing. Which is good news. You see, this old triple decker right here was completely renovated. And it's all really modern inside. They got the big giant windows to look out at the river. And this one over here was, all of these are fully renovated, really nicely renovated too. I bet they're getting big rents for those. Nicely renovated. Got a beautiful view of the river. It's in a nice quiet neighborhood. And you're hop, skip, and a jump from downtown or the T. Yeah. back under the MBTA bridge. And there's also a river walk on the other side of the river in Queens, on the Quincy side. I think they call it the Quincy Neponset River Walk or something. And I think you can walk all the way down there. And that's a Planet Fitness over there. $10 a month. Or you can just get out and walk like this. Take your pick. We're now under the Neponset River Bridge, which I've driven over about 1,000,000 times. That goes into Neponset. And if you could look off in the distance, you can see the Blue Hills, southwest of Boston. I never did get over there this year to check out the skiing. But I think it's cold enough for skiing today. And I think this walkway here, this trail, keeps on going for a little while. They have a kids' playground over there too. But I'm going to go back to my truck and have a cup of coffee because I brought coffee with me. Farewell from Boston. Farewell from Boston.